At the JPO, General Schmidt was confronted by a raft of technical, management, and maintenance challenges, each impacting the F-35's schedule and readiness. He would go on to initiate the engine core upgrade and the Tech Refresh 3, both essential to achieving the Block 4 capabilities needed to maintain the airframe's warfighting edge. I had a chance to witness this yesterday when I visited the JPO for 3 hours, and it was tremendous to see his team in work and his leadership in action. These past 3 years also saw F-35 total flight hours reach more than 1 million, roughly double the number of flight hours from the prior decade combined.
From overcoming supply chain disruptions to navigating complex international collaboration, you have faced each obstacle with resilience and determination. It is your work that ensures the F-35 remains the cornerstone of Allied air power for decades to come. As we look to the future, there's still much more to do. We must continue to drive affordability, sustainability, and capability enhancements. The challenges ahead are significant, but so are the opportunities. The next chapter of this program will require bold leadership, a strategic vision, and a continued commitment to excellence. There is no one better in the Department of Defense going forward to take over this program than Lieutenant General Masiello.
Every capability, every contract, every flight hour logged, maybe even more important to some, every reduction in cost per flight hour, the reduced burden on the fleet maintainers, it all adds. And what does it deliver? Lethality. For our nation, for our partners and allies, that's what everybody's depending on for all the reasons that have already been touched on. What I've seen in this team, I am proud to join you. I'm ready to listen and work shoulder to shoulder, and let's see where we go next. As far as what we have seen recently in a warfighting system and what this platform can do, I think it's the only one that can do what it does, and certainly the only one at scale of where we are in the number of aircraft. Our forces will depend on this aircraft for decades.
Start to recognize the international partners that come together in this symbol of partnership and alliance as we change the command, change the leadership of this important program. I want to start by welcoming and extending my gratitude to the families of the 2 exemplary officers recognized today. For General Schmidt, we have his wife, Denise, his son, Tori, his son, Jacob, and his daughter, Michaela. Thank you for your sacrifice over many years in support of the General and his outstanding service to the nation, and in particular to this program. And for General Masiello, thanks to his wife, Laura, his daughter, Grace, and his brother-in-law, John, for being here today. Among the many distinguished military and civilian leaders here today, I also want to recognize the representatives from the JPO partner nations. From the beginning, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter has been a collective effort involving America's strongest allies. Under General Schmidt's leadership and with your support, the F-35 has solidified its position as the free world's backbone of air superiority and a key guarantor of peace through strength. It will remain so going forward. Leading the procurement, modernization, and sustainment of the 3 variants of this remarkable aircraft is a monumental task. So when it comes to choosing the next F-35 program executive officer, only the most skillful and seasoned officers and acquisition pros were considered. Lieutenant General Schmidt, when it was time for leadership change here at the JPO 3 years ago, then Major General Michael Schmidt more than fit the bill. He knew the aircraft well, having worked at Lockheed Martin through an industry exchange program, and later holding F-35 and tactical aircraft responsibilities within the Pentagon. Remarkably, the JPO represented General Schmidt's 5th consecutive tour as PEO, involving not just aircraft, but also major programs dealing with ISR and command and control. All invaluable experience to manage what is this century's largest and most complex military modernization effort. Not just another better fighter airplane, but essentially an airborne computer, sensor, and battle manager. As we all know, the F-35 has also been one of the more high-profile and at times contentious defense programs. Here, General Schmidt's prior tours as a legislative liaison at both the Pentagon and on Capitol Hill were invaluable to navigating the unique politics, national and local, that inevitably follow a program of this complexity, size, and geographical reach. At the JPO, General Schmidt was confronted by a raft of technical, management, and maintenance challenges, each impacting the F-35's schedule and readiness. He would go on to initiate the engine core upgrade and the Tech Refresh 3, both essential to achieving the Block 4 capabilities needed to maintain the airframe's warfighting edge. I had a chance to witness this yesterday when I visited the JPO for 3 hours, and it was tremendous to see his team in work and his leadership in action. These past 3 years also saw F-35 total flight hours reach more than 1 million, roughly double the number of flight hours from the prior decade combined. In total, more than 1,200 aircraft have been delivered to 16 services worldwide, some 350 since General Schmidt became director of the JPO. For these accomplishments, capping off a lifetime of service and leadership, General Schmidt has our deepest appreciation, respect, and best wishes. Thanks for all your hard work. We are fortunate to have Lieutenant General Gregory Masiello taking the reins. He also comes to the job with deep acquisition experience at the highest level, most recently as the DCMA director, so I get to keep him on my team. There he led an agency consisting of more than 10,000 personnel who are managing more than 300,000 contracts at more than 17,000 locations worldwide. So he knows a few things about program management and program accountability. In addition to being joint program manager for the V-22, General Masiello flew helicopters carrying the President of the United States. As senior military deputy to the AT&L Undersecretary from more than a decade ago, then Colonel Masiello got a bird's eye view of the interconnected acquisition and sustainment enterprise as a whole. And he has deep roots with the F-35, having served as the Joint Program Director for follow-on development in the same organization he will now lead. After nearly 4 decades of service, I would understand if General Masiello assumed DCMA was his final assignment and he was looking forward to a well-deserved retirement. Not quite. The nation now needs no escaping his expertise and his leadership, and we're honored to have it. Immensely grateful to him and his family for stepping forward during a crucial time for the F-35 program and for our nation as the world grows more turbulent and perilous. For those who doubt the necessity of the 5th generation capabilities, consider the nations that signed on to the F-35 program since its inception. The recent return of large-scale, high-tech conventional combat and the prospect of further aggression has made the Joint Strike Fighter mandatory for any country serious about the defense of their territory in the 21st century. But America's adversaries continue to adapt and innovate, building their own 5th-generation aircraft and sophisticated air defenses, while also taking advantage of digital technologies, quantum, AI, and more to erode our military edge. To outpace the competition, it is essential that the F-35 continue to upgrade its capabilities, hardware and software, weapons, targeting, and more. The efforts General Schmidt began to reset the program's sustainment posture must continue to boost readiness throughout the fleet, and to do so on contracted timelines and on budget. Good luck, General Masiello. As we know, President Trump is paying attention, and we are honored for your leadership. In closing, let's take this moment to not only thank one great military leader and welcome another, but to also rededicate ourselves to do what is necessary for America to dominate the skies and deter any adversary for decades to come. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, addressing the audience in the F-35 Enterprise for the final time as Program Executive Officer, Lieutenant General Michael Gunny Schmidt.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bucky. Sorry. Okay. Secretary Duffy, thank you very much. I have loved the last only handful of meetings we've been able to have together, and The fact that you would spend 3 hours with the team yesterday was noticed by everybody, so thank you very much. To the entire team who pulled this together, I can't tell you how much work it is. It is absolutely incredible, and I thank each and every one of them. Ricky, what a spectacular national anthem wherever you are. Ricky, right there. All right, spectacular. Thank you, Ricky. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and there are a lot of them here today, and members of the F-35 Joint Program Office. I am very proud to have served as the F-35 Program Executive Officer, very proud. It's a program that embodies the very best in innovation, collaboration, and commitment to ensuring our warfighters have the decisive edge on the battlefield. This has been the hardest and most rewarding job I've ever had, by far. To my wife, Denise, and family, thanks for supporting me these last 3 years and every year before that, and especially in this job. We're not here a lot. I'm not here a lot, and you guys have been really, really great all along. I thank all of the F-35 enterprise leaders, OSD, the services, our international community, and Capitol Hill. We've spent a lot of time together over the last few years, and everyone working this to make sure this aircraft is as spectacular as it can be today and into the future. The F-35 is much more than an aircraft. It's a global partnership and a testament that you saw today to what can be achieved when nations and services work together toward a shared vision. Over the past few years, we have celebrated milestones that were once ambitious dreams. Expanding the fleet, achieving operational milestones across U.S. Partner and FMS nations, and continuously improving capability and reliability of the F-35, as well as building a foundation to make sure the future of F-35 is even stronger. These achievements were only possible because of the extraordinary talent and unwavering dedication of the workforce. To the men and women of the Joint Program Office and our industry teammates, your expertise and passion has driven this program forward through immense challenges. Our international FMS team leaders, I met with them the other day, and they asked me, what was my proudest moment? That was a really good and hard question. And it isn't necessarily a milestone or any of the milestones. It's when there's a crisis or a challenge that must be addressed immediately. It doesn't matter the time of the day of the week, the day of the year. This team comes together and has done it successfully over and over again. From overcoming supply chain disruptions to navigating complex international collaboration, you have faced each obstacle with resilience and determination. It is your work that ensures the F-35 remains the cornerstone of Allied air power for decades to come. As we look to the future, there's still much more to do. We must continue to drive affordability, sustainability, and capability enhancements. The challenges ahead are significant, but so are the opportunities. The next chapter of this program will require bold leadership, a strategic vision, and a continued commitment to excellence. There is no one better in the Department of Defense going forward to take over this program than Lieutenant General Masiello. I've had the privilege to witness firsthand his exceptional leadership, strategic insight, and deep commitment to the success of this program and our warfighters. I am confident that under General Masiello's leadership, the F-35 will soar to even greater heights. General Masiello, Maz, as you take the helm, know that you inherit a team of professionals second to none, and a program that is poised to continue delivering unparalleled capability to our warfighters. To everyone gathered here today, thank you for your continued support of this program, our service members, and our shared vision. It has been my privilege to serve as your PEO, and I look forward to seeing the F-35 continue to redefine what's possible in national defense. Thank you, and may we continue to deliver, innovate, and grow. Dig in.
Before Lieutenant General Schmidt relinquishes command of the F-35 Joint Program Office, leadership will perform the ceremonial passing of the guidon. Guidon, post. The military guidon is far more than a simple flag. It is a banner of identity, discipline, and pride, tracing its origins back to the ancient battlefield standards of Rome and the medieval banners of feudal knights. The guidon has long served a singular purpose: to lead, to inspire, and to unify. The United States military. The guidon took its place early in our history, carried proudly by units in the Revolutionary War. It symbolized command presence and unit cohesion. On the battlefield, when smoking chaos clouded vision and sound, soldiers could still rally to their guidon, the visual heartbeat of their formation. It marked the location of leadership, of order amid disorder. Ceremonially, the guidon stands front and center in every formation, and during change of command ceremonies, parades, and official functions. Its movements are prescribed with precision, reflecting the discipline and professionalism of the unit it represents. When dipped in salute, it is not just a gesture of respect. It is a recognition of a shared history and mutual sacrifice. Today's passing of guidon between Lieutenant General Schmidt and Lieutenant General Masiello represents the passing of command and authority between these two renowned leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you as Program Executive Officer, Joint Program Office F-35, Lieutenant General Greg Masiello.
Thank you. For those of you that know me, you know I don't like to read anything. I can tell you I took wise, sage counsel from my wife that I always listen to, and so I have a few remarks that I'll pretend like I'm following. I really am honored and happy to be here, and I'm happy and thankful, even though some of you are sitting out of your assigned seats over in strange corners, but thank you for being here. So there are a lot of distinguished guests, international partners. What an awesome display to begin with. It kind of resonates with me, but it should with everybody associated with the program. Industry and the trusted professionals of the F-35 program, the enterprise really writ large. For me, sitting in the audience, there are a number of mentors, a few tormentors, squadron mates, roommates, a couple that date back actually decades, I guess, over 40 years ago. So taking the oath of office in July of 1983 for the first time. Some people here in the room predate that. So I appreciate that. And my DC May family that I've spent less time than I thought I would with you. And, you know, I can assure you I didn't quit. Secretary Duffy, thank you, not just for your remarks today, but the fact, and I got to witness, thanks for letting me sit in, for the 3 hours, the deep dive, and to watch the F-35 JPO perform. And I can tell you, I've had a few engagements with Secretary Duffy. You know, I'm excited to work with him. I listened to him speak in Paris at the air show, engaging with the defense acquisition enterprise, if you will. And here's my view: an engaged defense acquisition executive on our wing, you know, bodes really well for the program. So thank you for that. Gunny, I've known you for a number of years at a distance when you were down in Tampa and I was in a different joint program. I've watched you perform, and I know all of the different things that you've done over time. So I want to take the time to thank you, Denise, and the entire family for sharing him with us. He wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't supporting him. So thank you for that. So what I see out of Gunny over the years is the number one thing beyond his leadership is transparency. I appreciate that. No ghosts in the closet, I think you told me. So your drive and leadership on the program to deliver, in this program, you have left an impact. Like some that have led the program sitting in the audience before, the goal being leave it better than when you found it. I think I'm assured that tackling the issues that they talked about and the capability that you've fielded, strengthening the partnership, you've left an impact. You've made my job harder. So screw something up in the next 20 minutes. Well, it's too late. I took the flag. Don't touch anything. So I'm grateful to build on the efforts that you had. Now, for my family, not everybody's here, but Laura and Grace and Laura's brother John here, thank you for standing by me for the same reason that I thank Denise. I couldn't do what I do without that. Same for the entire clan, distant folks that are online. That's from my other kids from Boston to Monterey, California, that will collect tomorrow. Sisters in Florida, in-laws and rebels in Liberty Lake, Washington. Thank you for all the support. Okay, to the F-35 teammates, here's what I think. What you do matters. Every capability, every contract, every flight hour logged, maybe even more important to some, every reduction in cost per flight hour, the reduced burden on the fleet maintainers, it all adds. And what does it deliver? Lethality. For our nation, for our partners and allies, that's what everybody's depending on for all the reasons that have already been touched on. What I've seen in this team, I am proud to join you. I'm ready to listen and work shoulder to shoulder, and let's see where we go next. As far as what we have seen recently in a warfighting system and what this platform can do, I think it's the only one that can do what it does, and certainly the only one at scale of where we are in the number of aircraft. Our forces will depend on this aircraft for decades, both to deter and, when necessary, to defeat and burn somebody else down to the ground. Okay, now, another topic that is near and dear to my heart and to some, audit. So we, as a program, will successfully enable a DoD audit. Now, look, here's my perspective. This program wasn't designed, it wasn't originally envisioned for what we have been tasked to do. The way the program was constructed is not the way the program is today and not where we're going. But as a team, with the services and partners, our industry team too, we'll build on the path that Gunny's already laid in, and we will pass the audit. Now, normally, for those wondering why I didn't start, I usually talk in threes. I usually talk about perspective, perseverance, and performance. Here's my perspective. This program is bold, it's complex, and it's indispensable. I'm honored to be a part of it. I believe personally in taking care of people, and those that work on this beast of a program, and more importantly, I think the folks that operate and maintain it and depend on it downrange. Those are the folks that I think I come to work for every day. Those on the program, here's my sincere thanks for not quitting. It's a choice. Some have chosen that over time. This is not an easy place to be. I did a lap in the pattern, as was mentioned. So I kind of semi know what I'm getting into, if you will. Okay, so perseverance. I'm thankful for those who remain in the arena, those that are doing this battle with us on the acquisition and the sustainment side, and I don't see those as mutually exclusive. So I think we'll need perseverance in our environment. Some have already asked me, do I have a command philosophy? Read A Message to Garcia. If you don't know what it is, you can Google it. It's only a couple of pages, not that hard. And that's the way I think. I do think on the program, it's not production versus sustainment. It is both sustainment and readiness at the same time. I look at the multifaceted. If we're going to have a war on anything, and I see that Gunny has started a war on cost and a war on readiness, No other global wars except for those that I think is good. I'm on board with readiness, cost. We have to address Block 4, the weapons for ourselves and our partners, and the multi-tier supply chain. I look forward to not just working with the primes and the CEOs that come to the table, but I intend to go multi-tier down and talk to those folks as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about audit. So we'll do that. I would be reprimanded by at least one person, probably a couple others. Okay, so performance. Friends, allies, partners, I believe we're stronger together, and that's what this program is all about. Global partnership, shared cost, shared defense. We've demonstrated it in multiple places around the globe already. It's a high presence internationally versus our domestic forces in Europe and in the Pacific, and that's awesome. So I guess I'll just end with, let's get to work, and we will, as a family, move, transport, officially, I think during the same time I passed the flag for DCMA. Sonia Ebright, you're now the acting director at DCMA. Here's your boss. Congrats. I'm not going that far. Next week we have household goods. We're not moved yet, but we will move from Fort Lee, about 3 hours south of here, to not too far across the river next week, and then we'll be in position. So globally, thank you for all that you've done, for each and every one of you that have spent time investing in me or at me. I appreciate all the mentorship, a little bit of the tormentorship too. So thank you.